Welcome to the summer workshop where we're looking at painting beach huts. My name's Debbie Crouch and we're looking at START, Therapeutic Art and the Power of Three, which is using colour, shape and imagination to learn how to create your pictures. We like to teach via the three: colour, shape and imagination, because they're simple steps to follow. And in learning to draw and paint for your well-being, it's one of the easiest ways to learn about yourself, to learn how to relax, to be in the moment and just enjoy the process. To get out your paints in many colours, your paintbrushes and paper, and just explore where it's going to take you. So let's look at the START Therapeutic Workshop, where Heather and I go through how you too can learn the magic of creativity. So the first step is to create a sea and a sand for the background. All we need is a selection of watercolours, and it's mainly blues, oranges and yellows that we need to create the effect, and a selection of round brushes. Painting the sand in golden oranges or yellows and just mixing the colours together. We've got the sea in a turquoisey type blue, and then we've got the sky painting the sun. once the background has been painted, it's important to leave it to one side to dry before we put the next step, which is to create the beach huts. So next we go on to shapes, which is where we're looking at simple shapes, triangles, squares, oblongs and circles, which is an easy way to draw and put something together. So now let's look at how we use those simple shapes to create the drawing of the beach huts. Just using a pen, draw an outline of the square. Just watch and follow the video to get some ideas. And you can have a practice as many times as you like before you actually come to do your picture. You can put as much detail or as little as you like. Use your imagination and think to yourself, if I was at the sea, what would I want my beach hut to look like? We've just drawn these today with pen as an easy demonstration for you to see what the beach huts would look like. But it's entirely up to you whether you wanted to draw or paint, or perhaps you might want to put some collage materials and make it into your very own style. It's entirely up to you. Just enjoy having a go. And remember, there's no right or wrong way to do your picture. It's exactly unique and it's yours, and that's how it's meant to be. and we'd love to see what you've created. So remember to share your pictures with us at creativewellnessjourney@gmail.com. So now the background's dry, let's have a look at painting basic shapes for the beach huts. So we just need 3 choices of bright coloured paint in acrylic, a selection of brushes, and we can start painting our shapes. Now it's entirely up to you if you prefer to put a pencil line on first to follow, or whether you just want to paint directly onto the background. So I'll start off drawing the shape. First of all, we draw a box. We draw with our free hand. It doesn't have to be exact. The basics of the beach hut. Now for the roof, about halfway up, I do a little dot, and then you can do the sloping sides, and that's the triangle that creates the beach hut shape. I find it easy just to use a plastic tray covered with cling film that you can pop your paints on to mix ready to paint. All you need to do is, with a round brush, a bit of water, get some paint onto the brush and start colouring in the shape. Choose a nice bright colour. It doesn't matter what colour or shade you decide to use, it's entirely up to you. But we want to create something warm and bright that makes you feel like you're at the seaside. Now when you're actually painting in your background, sometimes it might take a few layers to get the colour. So this is something you can come back to at any time and just build up the layers, drying the paint in between until you're happy with the cover. I'll just do a basic layer for now. I'll also show what it's like to put paint directly onto the picture. So with one of the other colours, I'm just going to paint the square shape. And this may take a little bit of practice, and that's quite alright. It's something that I've learnt to do. The more I've done shapes, the more confident I've got in just putting the paint directly onto the paper. So whether you choose to draw in pencil or paint onto the paper, it doesn't matter. So again, we've got a triangle for the roof. Don't worry about it being exact or exactly the same as the one at the side. It doesn't make a difference at all. just going to paint another at the side because we like to do things by the power of 3, so I like to do the 3. But it's entirely up to you. If you just want to have a go at 1 for now, that's fine as well. And like I said, building up the acrylic onto the paper, it's well worth painting and letting it dry and come back and putting another layer on. And this can be something that you do in your own time before we get around to doing the final detailing. So again, we've got the basic square shape and the triangle for the roof. And there we have our 3 beach huts. So once the paint is dry and we want to come and look at putting some detail on, here are 3 shapes that I made for the beach huts earlier. I'm just going to go through different ways we can choose to decorate them. So one way that I like to use is with a white pen, and this is a uniball pen, which is really quite good for adding detail. So all we would need to do is first of all just draw the door. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, it's just an oblong shape roughly in the middle. And just do your lines. It doesn't matter if they match because it looks a bit like it's got an effect of wood. So I'm just going to concentrate on decorating the first one to show us an example. I'm going to show you how to draw the roof edging. I'm going to demonstrate this in black because it's easier to see from the actual camera. So just a little bit out from the bottom of the roof, just draw a line up to the top. Make that into a triangle. And then do the same at the other side. And there we've got the roof edging. You can also put a little turret at the top. Maybe you want to add a flag. And we can also look at doing window, which is just square shapes at the side. And if you just put some little boxes, colour them in black, there we have our window effect. Maybe put a handle on the door as well. Maybe you'd like to give your little beach hut a name. So I'm going to call mine Hope. And then just draw around it. So there we have our beach hut shape. Now if you want to give it a gating effect, it's just 2 lines, one at the side and one at the end. And then do some slats. Maybe you'd like to give it some feet so it looks like it's stood on the sand. It's entirely up to you how you choose to decorate your beach huts, but we'd love to see where your imagination takes you. Perhaps you'd like to add a little paint effect too. So just so that it can show out onto the camera, I'm just going to paint a green effect for the roof sloping down. And I might even paint the door as well. We can be quite loose with the paint. Because it's all about relaxing and just enjoying the process. Maybe you'd like to also give it a little window, so let's give it a different shape. And we can always fill that in with the pen effect as well. So there we have adding paint onto the beach hut. You could even add some felt tip colouring. So I'm just going to add a pink edging. Again, so it's easier to see on the camera, but you can do it any colour you like. So let's just have a recap. Now we've had a look at how to create your watercolour background, to draw your beach hut, or to paint your beach hut. So how will you choose to finish your beach hut is entirely up to you. And remember, if you've joined us for this summer workshop, we will be sending out a recording of the video so that you can watch through and go over anything that you may have missed or want to try again. So you've got plenty of time to be able to create your design. We would like to share the beach huts in a members gallery. So once it's completed, you can share with us. Either send your painting to the team at creativewellnessjourney@gmail.com or come along and share in the Facebook group, which is stART Therapeutic Art. We hope that you've enjoyed today's session on the summer beach huts. I look forward to joining you again.